against Michael Jackson?
Aaron Carter.
Aaron Carter? I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that one.
People don't want to believe it, but
I want to believe.
I firmly believe that he probably did it. I also firmly believe that he was not of sound mind.
Yeah,
sure.
he was wrecked.
Who knows what happened to him?
He did not have a normal childhood.
I'm sure he was sexually abused.
Even if he wasn't, he saw shit that no 5-year-old should have to see. Because his fucking brothers were having sex in the hotel.
They were huge stars, and they had all.
I mean, and they were like, they were all in their teens or 20s. Yeah. And they would all be in the hotel room together, and they'd be banging groupies. Banging groupies while Michael Jackson, 5-year-old Michael Jackson's in the room.
Yeah.
Dude, he got caught up in that shit, too. Like, I'm sure. Like, I'm not saying his dad did. I'm just saying, like...
Oh, I'm saying, yeah.
Sexual abuse to, like, have sex next to you.
Yeah.
They had a big family. Sometimes it's the uncle or whoever.
Like I said, no one may have ever touched him. But he saw shit that he shouldn't have had to see. And that fucking tarnished...
Like Janet's nipple.
That tarnished... his ability to live a normal life. Now, that I'm not excusing, nobody who does the shit that like that are in sound mind. I mean, they're all fucking crazy.
Well, it's also part of the thing of, like...
There's no pedophile that's like...
instructions to the kids to, like, not get caught. Like, he definitely was operating.
He took steps.
Yeah.
I'm just like...
He wasn't sloppy about it in that sense. And that's the part. The actual behavior, like, of the guy in the Netflix thing or Michael, that's because it's not exactly the way you might think about it from, like, the after-school specials. Although, now looking back, maybe they were trying to...
Watch you tell you not to go into Michael Jackson's house.
How they befriend you and kind of...
Yeah.
If they're, as Oprah said, if they're good at it,
it doesn't feel like you're getting abused.
Yeah, and you may not realize it till you're an adult, which is why, and people haven't gone through it, don't realize that part too.
You can almost say that about any abusive relationship. Usually, it starts off like they don't it makes it feel good, and then.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have headphones?
Yeah. I get hot with headphones.
Baby, you're hot without headphones.
I get like on Halloween where I'm like, this wig is hot.
All right. Make your adjustments. Adjust your mics. Get them comfy.
I am totally adjusted. How do I sound? Amazing? Great.
I need like 8 pillows. Good thing we have 100.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I saw yesterday? I saw Wreck-It Ralph 2.
I saw that recently.
It's pretty good.
I thought it was nice.
Yeah,
it's good.
Solid.
It sounded funny. I was hiding. I was watching Leaving Neverland when you were watching that with the kids.
Yeah. I came in and I was like,
if I'm going to get through this 2-part special, I got to like put some time in because I also want to watch Oprah because I know I won't be able to get through this without her.
Yep.
It's an interesting time though because I feel like a lot of people are watching it right now or aware of it because it dropped on HBO. So the access.
Well, I think also like the coinciding with what's going on with R. Kelly.
Yeah.
It's like sort of people are like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe,
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe all the tapes they found were real. It wasn't somebody else as R. Kelly.
And the way it's playing out for him is so much like some of his art. The drama side of it, like it's operatic what's going on with him.
I see.
I think a lot of he probably would have gone down the same path, but the what happened to Michael Jackson happened before really the social media was a thing.
Right.
The storytelling of it didn't go very far because it was only what the news would report.
Uh-huh.
I think also Michael Jackson had this mystique of just being a weirdo beyond anything else.
Sure.
And the biggest star in the world that has immeasurable wealth.
He's gonna be weird.
Well, also, but that gives people maybe they're just in it for the money.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's a little more.
Well, that was.
plausible.
I think that was also part of
It
like
gives a
why.
kernel, if you don't want your brain to go there, just can't wrap your head around it, because for a lot of people, you just can't wrap your head around that would even
Right.
exist.
It's interesting, and I say this to my wife all the time when she gets like when something happens, like a celebrity couple breaks up or
Yeah.
something like that. She's like, I don't understand why they would do that. And I'm like, why are you? Well, first, why do you care? You have zero vested interest in this person's. Like, you don't know these people. I said, and I always tell. I said,
But we always feel like we do.
I said, people.
Yeah.
I said, the truth of the matter is that we don't know the people that we actually know,
Right.
as well as we think we
Yeah.
do.
That's right.
Let alone the people we've never met.
Right.
Like, you
That
don't
put
know
on a
them
show.
at all.
Right.
Like,
That are good at wearing a mask.
you know,
because
you
they're
have no
actors.
idea
Yeah.
how that person is. All you've seen of them is what they present to the world.
I just think it says how we sort of view celebrity, and it's because we think we know them
Yeah.
and we like them, and we see some things in ourselves, and we're like, oh, I really like this particular star, and and like when they
And he has a great marriage.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh, it's wonderful, and then they're like, what? They're done? What? Oh man, that's extra sad, and you're just like, well,
It's been a while since I had that feeling, but I had it with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman when they split
It's
up.
not. I mean, I'm not saying that I've had the
Yeah.
feeling too.
Yeah.
Like I remember when what's his name?
Brad and Jen.
No, that never bothered me. What's her name from Parks and Rec?
Amy
Oh,
Amy
Amy
Poehler
Poehler
and Will-
and
what's-
yeah,
Will
because they
Arnett?
just seem
Will
like
Arnett.
two really cool, funny
That
people.
was
and you
like
want it
that
to
one was
work
like,
out.
damn,
Yeah.
that sucks because that just seemed
Yeah.
like two really cool people
Yeah.
that were with each other.
Yeah.
But like I said, at the same time, it's like, but fuck, I don't know. I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Their relationship may have been horrible for all I know.
Sure.
You know?
I mean-
and I will say, you know,
And going back
not
to
excusing things that he
Sure.
has done, but Louis C.K.
Yeah.
talks about in his stand-up that don't ever feel bad about a divorce because no good marriage ever ends in divorce.
right.
Like, if a good marriage ended in divorce, that would be something to be sad about.
Yeah.
But no good marriage ever ends in divorce.
I just don't think people. I mean, they don't take you into the bedroom with them generally in America, and you know, and that's kind of like a big part of who they are, and so I think we're just used to keeping that part of ourselves isolated. So I mean, so I was just saying, you just don't ever really know somebody that well because you don't really.
Mm-hmm. And I think a big theme of the Michael Jackson stuff is that you can be an amazing artist and the best performer, arguably of all time, and be this other
Right.
thing.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah, they're not
That it's-
mutually
yeah,
exclusive.
Yeah, that doesn't suddenly negate the fact that he
I just think, like-
achieved all those things. It's
I
just
just think-
that was going on a while. And so as a result, like a song played at my kid's like school function and I'm just like, oh, I at least need a break. Like I need to
Think about that.
Yeah.
But I just think as
it
nobody
does change the way I feel about
nobody
the music.
is one thing, you know, and that's one of
Yeah.
the main
Well,
points.
think about the sort of. I mean, I send my kids to Catholic school.
Right.
There's a lot of, you know, what
a
I'm
lot of
saying?
duality.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
there's some. I have to do my own personal mental gymnastics to some extent.
Yeah.
To sort of, you know, not excuse it. Not, I'm not. I don't
Yeah.
mean excuse that. I'm
Yeah.
saying like not completely.
You
blaming
focus-
the
you focus
Catholic
on-
church for.
Yeah.
You have to focus on the positive
Yeah. They're
elements.
good at schools.
There's certain things, you know,
good at
and
education.
the church that we are at
Yeah.
seems to be populated with good people.
Yeah.
And they're like good
Functioning.
community. And of
Yeah,
course,
yeah, that's,
so-
community is important, and nothing quite in the secular society quite.
replaces
Yeah.
what church does for
Yeah.
community.
It is
Yeah.
true. I mean, like, I'm the one that makes us go to church every week
Yeah, well, you
because I was like, you know what? That
Yeah.
hour in church is so wonderful
yeah.
because I don't have, it's the 1 hour out of the whole week where I don't have any responsibility.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just there. I-
Rumspringer.
you know? And it's wonderful.
Well,
It's a
especially
wonderful
when
feeling.
I mean, people are probably on their phones, but it's probably the less connected time too in terms of the outside world, which is kind of a break.
Yeah,
in
but I
this
mean,
day
yeah,
and age.
exactly. I mean, one, yes, though I'm not on my phone, but two, it's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we're there, and I
Yeah.
know the kids are fine. I mean,
Yeah.
we're just sitting in church. They can't be in any, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I can like, and
You're
know, if
you can
it's-
throttle back. You're just like,
well, and also like, reading the Bible from a philosophical standpoint
it's fascinating,
is
right?
really interesting.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not trying to like
Make it all
make it a book of nonfiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like-
remember in middle school sitting just in the library in some school activity and finding out my friend who I really dug, like she literally thought I was sitting with a friend who was like some kind of fundamental Baptist. Her father was a preacher. So that was her take. I was sitting across from a friend who was Catholic and she was like, yeah, I don't, and I wasn't raised with anything. So I was just sort of,
Yep.
feeling this out. But I had the sense that like, oh, I thought it was more like for the message than the,
Oh, yeah.
like the nonfiction, like you said. And it was interesting that my Catholic friend was like, yeah, it's all like symbolism and,
well,
this and that.
that's Catholicism. They treat the Bible.
Yeah.
That's why
So,
I was
looking
like,
back, it's kind of interesting that this conversation was happening in like
Yeah.
6th or 7th grade.
No,
and
the
I was like,
Catholicism, they treat the Bible like philosophy.
Right.
right.
When they don't, it's like
You can have
the
different
fucking-
versions of the same
the
story, and there's
fundamental
no issue with that.
churches,
Yeah.
and it's like they're reading it like
yeah.
it happened a week
At
ago.
10
You know,
o'clock
like,
on Tuesday.
they treat it like a true crime documentary
Right.
on Netflix.
Right.
Like, this is like
Oh, this is the part where they kill Jesus.
There's versions of the truth with
who was
those.
the conspirator that killed Jesus?
It's interesting.
But yeah, so
So, bread
But
and
it's a-
circuses,
should
what's
we-
that about?
now we're getting into the.
What's this one about?
We're getting into the time where Star Trek started to come up with goofy titles.
When do you want to talk about the bomb? That,
Well, let's do the.
intro.
Let's get it going.
Yeah, punch the triangle.
Let's do our logo prayer
Oh, yeah.
observation.
Time observation.
Let us
Okay.
pray.
Let us look at the oblique horizontals.
Oh, logo type. Stop breathing into the mic. That counts. Okay, thank you.
Oh my god. I almost died.
You have the entire rest of the world to breathe into.
No, only the mic.
I'm the mouth
so
breather.
I just
I'm the
held
one
my
you
breath.
constantly like it during the show. It's like,
Love it.
it's like Sean's a fucking
He's a mouth breather.
bad. He's a prank caller. Who
Yeah.
breathes on
Another thing you
heavy
can't do
breather.
anymore. That went away in the
well,
90s.
let's say, welcome back to another episode of Warp.